Welcome, everybody, to Casting for Two, the official podcast with your host, that one random guy, Mr. Chris. I'm him. I'm that guy. Welcome, everybody, to another great episode. I'm excited for today's guest. Before I get into that, should I do shop talk? Let's do some shop talk. For anybody wanting to know where they could follow me on Twitter, if you didn't know, Twitter, Instagram, both are at Casting for Two. And, of course, you can always send me an email. I love hearing from people. And that's always at castingfor2@gmail.com. But this is episode number 95, and I have a great guest. His name is Mike C. Manning. C, middle name, Manning. And, he was a wonderful guy to chat with. He's an actor. He's on a web show right now, Youthful Daze, and that's online. So if you guys want to check that out, youthfuldaze.com, go check it out. It's a weekly show, and it's pretty enjoyable. It's like a soap opera, so it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of craziness, but you know what? It's very enjoyable, and I had a great time chatting with Mike. Super cool guy. We talk about the industry, all the ups and downs, and yeah. So, oh man, I got into the guest way too early. I have time to kill. I got to kill some time before we get into today's episode, but you know what? I'm done killing time. Let's get into this episode. So sit back, relax, enjoy a cool beverage, and enjoy me talking with Mike. And Chris, cue the music, please, and thank you. Hi, Mike. What's going on?
Nothing much. Just looking forward to our little chat here.
As am I. How's your day going so far?
Well, it's a Monday, so trying to keep my head above water and get caught up on everything, but so far so good.
Okay. So is it Monday because you partied super hard this weekend, or just because you're not a beginning of the week person at all?
A little bit of both.
There we go. All right.
Yeah.
Right on. Yeah, for me, usually Mondays are just kind of, I have no opinion on Mondays, really. It's Sundays I'm not a fan of.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, Sundays I like just because the entertainment industry is pretty shut down, so I don't have any obligations. Mondays when, people are like, oh, did you read this script? Did you do this email? Did you do this? And so it's basically check-in day where I either am following up on everything or apologizing for being behind.
We gave you Sunday to do this.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, in that case, yeah, I could see how Mondays would be overwhelming.
Yeah.
But so this is Casting for Two, where we can talk about whatever you want. I have no, it's just we're just chatting. We're just chatting.
Okay.
But I would like to point out Youthful Daze. Which is a web series that you do, and you're a producer on as well?
Well, in full disclosure, I was a producer. So
Okay.
This is on Wednesday evening. We're having a little party. It's the season 4 premiere. So it's actually Youthful Daze is an online series.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically like Cruel Intentions meets Beverly Hills 90210.
Mm-hmm.
It's about a group of prep students, kind of the group that your parents warned you about in school, the kids that that are kind of trouble.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it's in its fourth season. So on season 3, I was involved as a producer and as an actor. On season 4, and as of right now, I'm just involved as an actor. I have a handful of other projects going on that, I just wanted to be fair to everybody, and so I sort of withdrew a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. No worries. No worries. Now, before we talk about that, what got you into acting? Was it something that your parents did, or was there a movie you saw that just said, "That's what I want to do"?
Yeah, it's weird. I don't really know when I got into acting in terms of enjoying it. I used to. I mean, I remember as early as 6 years old, my grandmother she got me a Peter Pan hat with a feather in it, and I would take her quilt, and I would, I would stay with her sometimes. My mom would drop me off, and I'd stay with her, and I just remember the whole day. My brother and I, we would watch Disney movies and reenact the movies and run around, and I would be Peter Pan and fall off furniture and break things, and so I've always sort of loved performing. I did community theater and plays and stuff from a young age.
Mm-hmm.
I've always done it, and then I didn't really realize that I could make a living out of it until about six years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I moved to Los Angeles 5 years ago, and I've been working here ever since.
Okay. What was one of the first big projects, acting projects that you got?
Well, my first, it's funny. My first ever movie that I did when I moved here was called Ginger Dead Man 3. And
yes.
A movie where, and Gary Busey plays the voice of the killer gingerbread cookie.
Uh-huh.
And I was killed by a gingerbread cookie, and that was sort of my first, hoorah, jumped right into it.
Yeah, if there was one thing Gary Busey was meant to do in his life, and that was play a killer gingerbread cookie.
I think so. I agree with you.
Yes.
I mean, his work on Entourage, pretty amazing. The Apprentice, he was pretty great, but I really think that his sort of pinnacle was the killer gingerbread cookie.
Exactly. That's awesome. So, do you have any kind of not bad, casting experiences, but do you have ones that are just kind of funny?
It's different. So all the time. I mean, I've been really lucky to be involved in probably about 30 now. I made a list the other day, about 30 film and television projects since I've lived here in the past 5 years, and a lot of people. I mean, it takes a lot longer to do something like that. So I've been really blessed and really fortunate to be involved with, it's pretty successful in this crazy industry since I moved here. But yeah, man, there have been some weird. I've been asked to do some weird things in audition rooms, to be in a caveman or an animal, or to cry about an alien, mothership, and it's been, but that's the beauty of it too, is that this is the only job that I've ever had that I get to play every single day and get to imagine and be, sort of in this alternate universe that is my brain every single day, and I love it.
Yeah, and it's funny because at a young age we're told we can do whatever we want, and for a while I was just like, I can't be a ninja. That's impossible. But in Hollywood, you can be a ninja.
You absolutely can. The first month that I landed, sort of fresh off the boat, and I say boat, being my car driving from Colorado,
driving your car boat.
Yeah, my car boat from Colorado. But my first month in Los Angeles, I had a manager, and he sent me out for Power Rangers.
Oh.
And I ended up going all the way to producers and signing the contract, and it was down to me and one other guy, and unfortunately the other guy got it. But that was my first month in LA, and I was like, holy crap! I almost became a Power Ranger. Like, this stuff is easy. This is easy. People say this acting stuff is so difficult. This is easy. And then after that, the next several months were pretty challenging. And so it's definitely been an up and down ride. But Yeah, that was my first real audition was for a Power Ranger, and I almost got it.
If I became a Power Ranger, my head would just blow up, and I would, even before I did anything, I would just blow up, and then, well, I guess I can't do it anymore.
Yeah. I think you have to have a head to be a Power Ranger. I think that's a requirement.
Yeah, they'll fix it in post. Do you, out of all your projects, do you have a favorite name? I always like looking through credits and seeing, Guy in Bar, stuff like that. Do you have one that's a bit unique and your favorite?
Well, I did. I'll pull this up because I want to make sure I get it right.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let's see. I just finished a film called Limelight, and my name in that was Chad Hunter, and that just sounds like a superhero name.
Yeah.
Chad Hunter. Doesn't it sound like a superhero? Yeah. So I read that and I was like, oh man, Chad Hunter, that's cool. But actually no, I take that back. This is it.
Right.
In the Ginger Dead Man 3, the same exact movie, my name was Adonis.
There we go.
I was supposed to be this attractive guy that gets nail gunned to death by the gingerbread cookie, and so my name was Adonis. That was kind of cool.
That is a name that can just unite countries together for sure. Adonis.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I've been called much worse than that. So
I was acting in a little indie, and my buddy who was doing first AD, he said, "Hey, we need some extras in this bar scene," and I said, "Cool, can I cry the entire time?" And he goes, "Why?" I don't know. I just thought it'd be funny. So he credited me as pathetic guy crying in bar.
That's beautiful.
And I don't know why I felt like crying. I just figured, because I was the only extra, so I just figured I'd be crying because I didn't have anybody by me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm lucky to have that on my resume.
My producing partner is Vinny Chibber, and I have a production company now, and so for the last several years I've been producing documentaries. And my producing partner, Vinny Chibber, came to do a guest spot on Youthful Daze, and I told the web series we're talking about, and I said, hey, what do you want your name to be? And we were joking on the way there about some names, and I said, I'm going to name you Jarvis, kind of like Batman's butler.
Yeah, Tony Stark's.
Yeah. Tony Stark. Sorry, Iron Man.
Yeah.
And he thought I was kidding. And a couple months later, he looks on IMDb and his credits. He's credited as Jarvis.
See that's cool though. That's a cool name. It's hip right now.
Is it? Is it really?
It's super hip. You're gonna now that Jarvis is quote unquote the Vision. There's gonna be kids named Jarvis now.
All right.
Yeah, he in 2 years, in how everybody was naming their girls Katniss, Jarvis is going to start popping out.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe I'm ahead of the curve. Maybe I just did him a favor.
You started it. I'm calling it right now.
I'm calling it Jarvis.
Jarvis 2017.
Jarvis 2017.
And how did you get involved with the project?
With Youthful Daze?
Youthful Daze, yes.
Yeah, a friend was involved with the project, and they had a scene where they had a guest star role, and so my buddy said, hey, basically, hey, Mike, you want to be in this web series? I said, sure, why not? I'll show up for a day and do this guest star role, and I did, and it went so well that a couple months later, the director called me and said, hey, Mike, I want to give you I want you to be on this series with a recurring role. I really liked working with you. I really, like your acting, and what do you say? And I said, sure. So we grabbed coffee, and it's sort of an actor's dream. He sits me down and he said, so what kind of character do you want to play? And let's write around it. And that never happened. So we talked for a couple hours, and he said, hey, I'm going to write you this character. So he did, and I've been on the series ever since.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm surprised you didn't say you wanted to be a Power Ranger.
I think we're gonna work into that. Hey, you
Okay.
don't know, my character, I might secretly turn into a superhero.
There we go. Well, I'm
One
not.
thing, one thing I can say about the show is that it is a soap. So they the style is sort of daytime soap opera, but he does sort of push the envelope at every chance. So I've seen some things on this show that are kind of crazier than other soaps. I mean, I don't watch a ton of soaps, but it's kind of crazy. Double personalities and like diseases and deaths and people. I was joking with him the other day that it's kind of like Game of Thrones. Every time you like a character, they die.
Yeah. Well, and it keeps people on their feet, which is nice.
Yeah.
It keeps everything fresh. So I get it. So we can expect the Power Ranger subplot sometime.
Yeah, my alter ego is going to be named Jarvis, and is going
There
to
we
be a Power
go.
Ranger.
There we go. Or he can be your evil twin.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Yes, and
that's a good one.
And he has a nice 30s mustache.
30s. I can't grow a mustache really, so we'll have to do a fake one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, 30s mustaches all look kind of fake anyway. So yeah, it'll be fun. And when does when do new episodes come up for the show?
So season 4 is starting. Like I said, the premiere is this Wednesday, and new episodes are released every Sunday evening on youthfuldaze.com. And Daze is spelled D-A-Z-E, so it's youthfuldaze.com.
Awesome. And for the people at home who would like to follow all the projects or the documentaries that you do, where can they do that?
Yeah. It's everything is just at Mike C. Manning. So Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, it's just all Mike C. Manning. And yeah, I have 4 movies coming out next year. So I'm going to be keeping people updated about those, and all 4 of them are different, and I'm really excited about each of those. So yeah, I'll keep everyone updated.
There we go. Hopefully you can get to the point where you have a movie a month.
That is pretty ambitious, but I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it. Well, I want to start doing bigger films, the studio films, and those usually take a couple months just to shoot. So
yeah.
We'll see.
We'll get you there. Don't worry. We'll get the word.
Thank you. I'm taking that as a promise. Everybody heard you.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I always promise things that I mean aims to keep.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Fair enough. Mike, I've had a wonderful time chatting with you. You can come on back anytime you want. All right.
Thank you so much. That means a lot to me, and it was really nice talking to you, Chris.
Yeah, and you have a good rest of the day catching up with all your Monday work.
Thanks. You too.
All right. Bye-bye.